everyone, today I'm going to show you my initial reactions to a system called Hello Bonsai, which is a really great client management system. I have a bunch of other reviews of different client management systems on my channel, and I'll be filming some comparisons to show you Hello Bonsai versus some of the other systems that I've worked with before. But this is my first reaction after playing around a little bit in Hello Bonsai and what I think. Hi everyone, I'm Lainey. I'm a wedding invitation designer and I love to teach entrepreneurs how to run a successful business. I think a huge key to that is having a good client management tool. And in the past, I've used a lot of different ones, 17 Hats, Dubsado, Honeybook, there's more coming. But Hello Bonsai is really cool. And I think in the same general tier as things like Honeybook, Dubsado, and 17 Hats. So if you're looking at those, definitely stick around and check out this review. So my overall first impression of Hello Bonsai, this is when you log in the dashboard. It looks really nice. In my opinion, it's got a similar look to Dubsado, but it's a little bit cleaner and I don't know, it just feels really nice. It feels really nice to use, which I think there's some other ones that don't necessarily always feel that nice to use. And this feels pretty intuitive. There's a few things that I had to look up how to find, but in general, it feels really intuitive. One of my first impressions that I really like is it's great for hourly employees or people who bill at an hourly rate. Whenever you go in to create a new project, it will actually ask you for your hourly rate, and then you can put that in there. And there's a lot of different things. There's this time tracker at the top, and then in your invoices, you can actually include your timesheet for a certain project in the invoice to the client so they can see all the different hours you've worked. So if you bill hourly, I think this is a really wonderful system for you. That's something that some of the other systems I mentioned don't have. So you've got over here clients, projects. I feel like clients is a little bit more of a lead here as opposed to projects. And some of the other systems, projects are more of a lead and some of them clients are more of a lead. So I feel like it's pretty equal, but clients is above that. And then things like forms and automations and settings are under clients, whereas there's not much under projects here. So you can create a new project, choose a client, or in this case, you can create a new client. I'm just going to use a sample one and their project names. So you can do Jim and Pam, and you can do this as an hourly rate. I don't really do that for my work, so I'm not going to do that. I already created this project, so I don't want to create a second one. And then when you go into your project, there's a lot of cool things here. They also do a good job of telling you about new features and upgrades. They have a really cool tax upgrade that I think is $10 a month. So that is a really nice one. And when you go into the taxes section, it reminds you, hey, you can upgrade to this and here's what it'll get you, which I think is nice. I do like that you can collaborate on projects. That's something that's missing in a few of the other systems, but is really nice. You can do tasks, files, and messages. It's kind of like all the other systems in that when you forward your emails to here, it will attach them into the project, and you can also upload any kind of file into this project here. Maybe this cute picture of my dog. Over here, you've got all your invoice and document information, so you can like add a form here. In this case, you can only use forms that have already been created, but that's okay. I'll show you how to do that in a second. You can also add proposals and contracts. Something that I love about the contracts is that they have these templates. So you can absolutely do a generic or blank contract, and then you can create a bunch of different templates and use whichever one you want. But if, for instance, I have chosen design for some of my other things, so it'll create this contract. And what's fun about this, it makes it really, really simple, is it has these drop-down buttons, and as you fill them out, you can just type in your information. You can put in the scope of work here or attach a statement of work. Don't need to do that. And then you can really include like your full hourly rates here. Again, this is great for an hourly rate, but you can also do flat fees, weekly rate per word, all that kind of stuff. And then you can enter in your deposit and when you're going to invoice them. This is a little interesting because for me, deposits are 50% of the invoice. So in theory, I would need to know the invoice before I filled out this contract for them. So it's a little bit interesting, but I think it's cool. I love, love, love. I haven't seen a system that does this well. They have a late payment that you can automatically instill, and you can put that on all your invoices too. So then you fill out all these little forms, and then you can click create contract, and you can even set it to auto send the invoices. And it's got so much information here. Like, this is incredible. So you can't edit everything. You can pretty much edit most of the yellow fields. So you can look at like view editable fields and say this one, and then it'll kind of give you those options to edit. But for instance, if you want to create something from scratch, you could just copy all of this that has been approved by a lawyer, their legal team. You could mix and match from a few different templates and create from scratch. So I think this is really cool, and it's something that I haven't seen in other systems before. And then in your contracts, you can always create new templates and apply them to different projects. So I think it's kind of interesting whenever you click on these over here, kind of proposals, invoices, and contracts, you get to view all of the different invoices that you've created for a bunch of different projects. So whereas some of the other systems, you can't view like all of your invoices at once. You can view how much has been paid, but you can't really see invoices or contracts as a whole or proposals as a whole. I think it's kind of cool that you can do that. Also within the projects, I just want to point out that you can do time tracking and expenses. I think that their accounting features are pretty good. I have some other videos about accounting and some of the other platforms, and I think that this one is, you know, very similar, maybe a little bit more robust than some of the others. Also in this contract, you can add in expenses, time tracking, a lot of things that will work for just this project, and then you can also template them over in these areas. There's automation features that you can do. They brag about automation, and I think that their automation is good. I don't think it is incredible, in my opinion, based on some of the other things I've seen, but it's definitely up to the average standard that you're going to get with most of these platforms. It's, in my opinion, not something that's leading, but it's pretty decent. So they have several triggers. This is just because we clicked it from this project. And then the actions are send message, send form, and schedule a meeting via Calendly. If you go into your automations up here, you're going to have a few more triggers, but it's not extremely robust, but I think it's still pretty good. And it doesn't seem like you can connect a ton of automation. So you can have the automation specifically for a form, a contract, and invoice, but it's hard to really connect those into kind of a workflow platform. I do like their accounting. I have some other videos about accounting and some of the other features. I think this one's a little bit more robust. If you pay the extra, I think it's $10 a month for Bonsai tax, then you can automate some expense tracking. You'll get some information on reminders about your quarterly taxes, simple instructions, download your Schedule C, a bunch of other stuff. So to me, all of the accounting features in these platforms are not replacing something like QuickBooks. That's a little bit better. But if you are accepting payments only in Hello Bonsai, then I think this is a pretty good one. It's better than some of the other ones for sure. It's not going to help you too much if you have to do a ton of manual entry because you accept payments in a lot of other places. So if you also have an Etsy shop, if you also sell in person or at markets, things like that, you're going to have to manually enter all of that information. And that's a lot of work for me, in my opinion, because I accept money from a lot of different places. But if you are kind of a coaching business or something that only accepts payments through this platform, then I think you're good. You can go into your invoices and accept credit cards, bank transfers, PayPal, or Venmo through Hello Bonsai, which I really like. That gives you a lot of different options, no hidden fees, convenient payment options, and keep it organized in here, which I really like. And then there's a few options for invoices that I think are really cool. So let's check out this invoice and go to our invoice settings. So you can allow partial payment or not, allow tipping or not. I allow tipping on my invoices and I get tipped way more than I think I would. So it's really amazing. You can lock your attachments until invoices paid. So if you have deliverables and you want them to just go ahead and be in there, but the client can't get access to them until the invoice is paid, that's really great. And you can do a lot of other things, like this is the timesheet. I choose to hide it because I don't work on a timesheet, but you can do that. And you can also click that the client will pay a transaction fee. So they can choose whether they want to pay in a way that does have a transaction fee or not. You might not want to check and see if this is legal in your area because it's not legal everywhere to have the clients do that. And then, like I mentioned, you can set up a default late fee, tax rate, and a VAT number if you need that on your invoices. I think these are really cool features that some of the other systems don't really have. So I love the default late fee. I think that's awesome. And another cool thing I discovered is over in accounting, you can use this link to share access with your accountant, which I think is really cool. That's something that QuickBooks offers and that my accountant loves that not a lot of the other systems offer. So I really like that. Okay, overall, I'm really liking Hello Bonsai. I think there are a few things that it doesn't do that some of the other systems do, but it's got some really cool features. I think if I were working on a timesheet basis, if it was a time hourly rate based freelancer of any sort, I would definitely use this. This is also great for like book editors and things where you need 3 decimal places, so like 0.002 cents per word. So if you're one of those types of businesses, then definitely check this out. It's going to be really customized for you. It's not to say that the other ones can't work around, but it's nice to use a system that has those tools in place for you. It's got all the basic features that I need. It's got forms, files, proposals, contracts, invoicing, all the payment options that I would need. So as a stationery designer, I definitely could see myself using this. It's got a lot of really good templates that you can use. So if you're new to client management and you haven't set anything up before, if you don't have a lot of forms set up and that kind of thing, I think this would be a really wonderful tool for you. And it's got some basic automation as far as sending thank you emails, doing things after proposals are signed, notifying you of things. So it's got a lot of the good things that you need, as well as some really cool accounting features. I think it definitely stacks up against a lot of the main platforms in the kind of creative entrepreneurship space. And I really like it. So let me know what you think. Let me know what questions you have about Hello Bonsai in comparison to some of the other systems. And if you're going to give it a try, use my link, which I'll put in the description video, to get 2 weeks free. Really appreciate you checking out this video. And while you're here, I hope you'll look at some of the other videos on my client management system playlist. Thanks, everybody.